Good day to all. My name is the Story of Games, and welcome back to the glorious channel of mine.
Hello everybody, my name is Story of Games, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about scary movies you should watch this Halloween, because I'm a commentary channel, I guess now, so what else is there to talk about?
Besides, we get your adrenaline filled up on, if that makes sense.
Well, before I actually start this video, I wanted to say sorry that, I couldn't make any other videos lately. I've been, so busy lately, and, my schedule isn't like it used to be, so it's actually really hard to get these videos out now. And, what else was it? Oh yeah, I'm actually starting to feel a little bit sick now. I don't know if it's allergies or, I have a cold or something, but I haven't been feeling myself lately, so, you're gonna have to forgive my allergies on that one. Anyways, let's get into the the video, whatever. Alright, so I'm gonna just discuss some of these, horror movies that you should watch. Alright, so I'm gonna have to recommend a good old classic would have to be Halloween. Halloween was a pretty good movie in my opinion. It kind of took the trope of Jason. If you don't know who Jason is, I'll probably mention him somewhere on this list later on, but the killer that's invincible, walks slowly up to his victims and then butchers them. Kind of wears this, mask where, you know how Jason has this hockey mask on? He kind of has this, I forgot what kind of mask it is, but it's, kind of like this old creepy Star Trek mask. I'll probably show it somewhere in the video, but he wears it, and he just has no expression. He doesn't talk while killing his victims, and that's what makes him creepy, is... You know how masks scare you, right? It's scary because they don't have any reaction when they're doing it. Usually there's either a smile on a psychopath's face or something like that. But if you have no emotion and you're doing something that, could make you angry or anything like that, it kind of gets a little bit creepy and intimidating, but, whatever. There's a lot of, remakes for Halloween. I recommend just the original Halloween. The remake was pretty good too, and maybe H2O, what's it called? Halloween H2O. It's not with water. It's its 20th anniversary or something like that. Surprisingly, it was pretty good. Since because we talked about a killer that can't die, let's talk about Jason. Now, Jason is just like Michael Myers. That's Halloween's actual name, but whatever. He's a slow killer. He wears a mask, but instead of, he uses whatever weapon he can find, he uses a machete. That's his main weapon. But what I like about these killers is, one, they don't have any expression, but they use the environment around them, and that's what I think so cool about them, is whatever they can find, a knife, a machete, a chainsaw, they'll use it, and when they use it, they'll find the most brutalist way to kill their victim. It leaves kind of a sixth sense in your stomach. Ooh, can't talk. But it kind of makes you gag a little bit, ooh, ooh. So there's not really anything much to talk about with Jason, besides he's kind of like Michael Myers, but he came out before Michael Myers. Oh, actually, he kills teenagers around a lake, I guess. That's cool. And as a child, he looked like he had cancer, so I don't know. Alright, now, there's actually this franchise I don't really know that well, but it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, I only watched one movie of it, and I think it was kind of like a remake or whatever, but apparently the old one was better, and, they did a bunch of other stuff like that. He's a cool killer as well, because it's kind of this redneck family that raises them, and they're all psychopaths when you expect only, the Chainsaw Massacre to be that psychopath. for his masks, he kind of just wears skin on his body or on his face, like he rips faces off. It's quite weird. But I like this series just because, he has a chainsaw. That's the main weapon that he uses. The weirdest part is, why doesn't he like trip on like the chainsaw, like his suit? If that makes any sense? Because he's wearing a suit, he has a mask on, and then he has a chainsaw. Shouldn't he be the one tripping? Like, that makes sense, anyways. Alright, I guess this is kind of a horror series. I don't really count it as one, just because I found it more funny than scary. Would be the Chucky. Chucky, yes. Chucky I found more like creepy and funny, just because Chucky's, this dude that was transported into a doll, or has a doll's body by voodoo or something like that. And because he has the mind of a person, he actually swears and stuff like that. So I think it's funny. It's like, oh, come here, you motherfucker. Oh, God. So so I found it a lot more funny because like he talks, and I don't know, he does try to kill kids to get his like body back. So he kind of has a motive. I like that about this killer, is like, he might be a doll, but he has a motive to be a person again. There's a whole bunch of remakes and stuff like that, but I found it as, like, just the original Chucky was better. Not like where he gets a girlfriend or something like that. That was just stupid. Alright, let's get into a Stephen King movie. Probably one of my most favorite movies. Now, have you watched, or why am I asking? Like, I never watched the new 8 yet. I really want to watch it, but I'm just not old enough. I have to go with, a parent to be supervised. But I watched the original It in like the 1990s or something like it was. And it, as the movie's name is, was amazing, in my opinion. Like, it didn't scare me, it was more funny, but this new remake that they did was actually pretty, like, it looks pretty scary. Even the trailers kind of were like, whoa. And I actually saw a lot of remake trailers on, like, YouTube and stuff like that with Ken the Hat and Shrek. Go check those out. Those are pretty actually fun. Those are actually pretty funny. There. If you have clown phobia, then, and if you like getting scared, I recommend watching it, just because because it's gonna get you scared if you have clown phobia, because there's clown chasing you, or chasing the kids, trying to kill the kids, as I could remember. Yeah. Next would have to be Pet Sematary. Now, I bet a lot of you haven't watched Pet Sematary or know what the hell I'm talking about. It's where this dude buries his pet. Pet comes alive as like a zombie, but it's more like a possessed exorcist zombie. If that makes any sense. But apparently, like, or not apparently, I know, his child dies, he buries his child in a graveyard, the child comes back to life, and, becomes kind of a psychopath trying to murder everybody in the house. I found it really creepy because it was a child murder, and I don't see much of those, and especially that they hit the weak points, like the ankle, or like under the ankle, the shin. Oh, that, it just makes you cringe so hard. And it scared me because it was a child. It was like my brother's age. It was like, whoa, that's just creepy. And it was actually one of the first movies that ever got me scared. I guess the reason why it scared me so much was just because it was kind of like, I don't know what scared me so much about it, but I think it was just the age, and like any age could become a serial killer, and just they hit the most cringiest parts to kill. It was horrible. That's just what I see of it. Alright, let's talk about The Grudge. Oh man. You know the classic sound, you know that sound? Yeah, I did a really crappy one of that. I don't know if you could even hear it, but that sound was the pinnacle of, holy crap, some crazy lady with, black straight hair is going to come out and kill you. And, it was kind of like a paranormal thing, but it was like, just, I don't know how to explain it. Just the trope of this woman coming to kill you, and, it kind of had a little bit of a backstory and a mystery to it. And it's just like that sound when like something's coming or something's gonna kill you. That's what really creeped me out. Okay, so what did I talk about? Freddy, Jason. Oh, Freddy. There we go. There's one right there. Okay, so Freddy Krueger's another classic, I guess you could say. He's this kind of nightmare dude that dies in like a fire, and he haunts like children and teenagers that been bad, and then or not been bad, Yeah, right. But no, he just kills them. Let's just put it that way. In their sleep, he just murders them. Why can't I explain much about this dude? I don't know. He has claws as fingers, and he haunts other people's nightmares. There we go. He's a nightmare killer. That, if you get the name, Nightmares on Elm Street, kills the kids on Elm Street, and tries to take his revenge because, you know, he's burnt to death. Alright, let me think of some other ones. Oh yeah, 1408. Now, this one was... For me, it was kind of like the original Supernatural show, or not show, but movie. I thought it was all about ghosts and stuff, but it kind of delves in that area. It's more like the room is haunted, kind of like what one of the characters say. It's a haunted fucking room. Self-explanatory. Whoever goes in there, you know, can't get out. It messes with your mind, and it eventually kills you in some unique way. Anyways, this dude, he travels back, or not back, he travels around the country, going to haunted house, or claimed haunted house, never anything happened to him, he makes, what's it called, he makes novels, and then he finds out that there's a haunted room, so he's like, let's check this out. Of course, he's all ignorant, he doesn't believe it, he goes into the room, and then stuff starts happening to him, he thinks he's hallucinating, and he tries to find scientific logic to it, but no, it's actually a haunted fucking room. Alright, I'm gonna talk about one more. There are a few in my mind, but I feel like these are the ones I really want to talk about. Not just because they were easy to talk about, it's just that I know them personally. Well, yeah, personally as I could get by watching them like 16,100 times, but... Next one would have to be Cujo. I think it was the first ever horror movie I ever watched personally. And sure, it might not be as scary as it looked, but it's kind of realistic if you think about it. What I mean by realistic is Cujo is a nice friendly dog, you know, he's all good and stuff, until he gets bit by a bat. And then he has rabies. And if you don't know what rabies is a disease that infects one's mind and eventually starts starts killing, and, you know, very violent towards things. And basically, mind, you know, they foam at the mouth. It's kind of like, you should know what rabies are. As the movie's like, oh, nice sweet dog, to vicious man-eating piece of shit dog. That's all I can explain it. The ending's pretty amazing too. I would recommend read the novel if you can, because that one's way better. Anyways, guys, that's all the horror movies I have for you today. There are some others I forgot to mention, like Scream and, you know, other ones like that. I remember Scream was really good, but anyways, that's all I got for you. Hopefully you guys enjoy your Halloween, and I'm sorry that these videos have become slower to come out. It's just because, like I mentioned, I've been feeling sick, and my schedule's way filled than it used to be, so I don't make videos as often. Anyways, guys, if Event 3 does come out, then, you know, be prepared for it. Probably either come out on Halloween or something like that. I know only 2 more days to do like a video, but anyways, guys, hopefully these movies will help you spice up your Halloween or whatever while you're, like, in the dark watching Halloween, eating your candy, whatever. Anyways, guys, my name's been the Story of Games. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye.